Sorry, I don't know where. Hi, everyone. It's Ann Carden here again. And today I have one of my past clients with me, Dawn Cassara. And Dawn is absolutely brilliant in the consultancy practice that she has. But when Dawn came to me, she had been in her business about 3 years and she was struggling to make the money she wanted, really have the business that she wanted. And so we're going to talk about that, what we did in her business, and even the results that she's had and the results that she's having now. So, Dawn, thank you for being here with me.
Well, thank you. I'm glad to do it.
Well, I am happy to have you on here. So, as I said, when you first came to me, we got to know each other, and I had even gone and done some speaking for you at an event, and we really got to know each other. And then you really reached out to me because you wanted some help in your business. And your business, you had been in business about 3 years. It wasn't going where you wanted it to go. You felt like you were kind of all over the place. And Dawn, what originally made you come to me? I guess let's just start there.
Well, I have a lot of skills, and I actually keep up with a lot of the skills that I have, which takes a lot of time. But I found that trying to sell things in marketing piecemeal, like, one program at a time, wasn't working for the clients that I was bringing on. And so I wasn't making, a lot of money doing it that way either. Since I've figured out over the years what works and what doesn't, it made me very valuable more as a CMO, a chief marketing officer, so that I could bundle those services and give them to them at a better value and provide a better service.
Yes.
But I had to get focused.
Well, and one of the things too, and this happens actually a lot with marketing consultants, is they are selling a lot of services a la carte, or they're charging by the hour. And you were even doing some of those things, charging by the hour, and things just weren't packaged right, and they weren't structured so that you really could get paid what you deserved to get paid for all of the knowledge and the skills and the experience that you had. And you had kind of fallen into a little bit of that low ticket kind of trap, I like to say, that you saw out there in the online world, especially, and you kind of saw what people were charging. And so you were doing the same thing, but it really just wasn't getting you where you wanted to go in your business. You weren't making the money that you wanted. And you just really had come to a place where you were fairly frustrated. So we started working together, and we really looked at where is your value, what can provide the most value to your clients. And then we restructured how you were selling those services with a really clear offer. And we even gave you a couple of different levels, right?
Right. And so many people just didn't have a marketing strategy. And so it just wasn't, I didn't feel like I was providing them what they needed by doing what they wanted.
And that brings up such a good point. When you are trying to sell things that really are not going to give the clients the results, and you and I had a lot of conversations about that. If you can't give them the results because it's missing a piece, or they have to buy another program to get that, you're really not serving your clients at the highest level. Do you agree with that?
Oh, absolutely. And that's, I have so many people come to me that have been to other marketers, and it just was very, very sad, because so many times they didn't get anything. And so they came with me with a high level of mistrust of marketing, because no one told them, what they needed. Every business is different.
Right.
You have to look at each business. And after all the years that I've been doing this, I can tell you which marketing is going to work for you and which isn't. And the better way to do it is to make sure that you get the things that would support each of the other marketing programs, to increase that credibility and authority, and or being where people will see you multiple times and like that. So it just, I wasn't happy with either what I was making or what I was giving
Mhm.
as a service.
You actually kind of dropped some gold in there without realizing it. So you're a marketer, and yet you came to me for help because it is hard to do this for yourself. And I say this so often that when you are playing the game, you can't see everything that's going on in the game, right? It's just there are
Right.
blind spots that you cannot see. You can't see in the back of the field if you're at the front of the field. And so there are just blind spots that we have when we're in our own business and we're too close to things. And that's really the value of working with a mentor or a coach or a consultant. Even though we may know this stuff, it's very difficult often to do it for yourself.
It is. And also, I was trying to do all the work myself. And so I was limiting how much work I could take on, which was limiting my income.
Right.
And so, you showed me how to do things a different way there too.
Mm-hmm.
So, now I work with partners and people who are specialists, because I'm not going to bring in someone who's not, number one, already proven themselves to me, and number two, don't have the best price. I mean, you can get both. There's no reason you can't have both.
Yeah. No, I love what you're saying. And that's so true. And even though you understood the marketing side, you didn't really have your business structured in the right way. I always say you can bring in a million leads, but if you're only, if you're not charging right, if your business isn't structured right, it's not going to really make you the money that you want. And you're going to work a lot harder with your
absolutely,
with your time for less. I mean, that's just the way it is. So your business model really has to be dialed in, and then you can put the marketing behind it and the sales process behind it. Anything you want to add to that?
That all goes back to your target market. If you don't define it properly, which I had not, I was working, with people that didn't have a budget to do what they needed to do.
How many conversations did we have about that?
A lot. So you really have to refine your target market.
You do.
And after a conversation, decide whether you want to work with them or not, because you can't please everybody by doing what they want, again, instead of what they need.
Yes. No, I think that's a really good point too. And that's when you have your process dialed in, you really know the results you can get people, and you know the right questions to ask that can help them even see the things that they need. Like, oh, I didn't know I needed that, right? But you've just uncovered that. So it makes it so much easier in the sales process when you're asking the right questions and you have a really clearly defined offer and what you're providing versus, okay, I have 100 different things here I could offer you. That's a very difficult business model. It's hard to market all that,
and
hard to sell.
I had everything, priced piecemeal, and now if I can do a full marketing program, including a strategy for someone, then I can actually do it for a lot less and make more money and make them happier.
That's right. And so after we worked together, you took the bull by the horn. I just have to say, she was already an expert. She was already a go-getter. She just didn't have things put together right. And that was the thing that was holding her back. It wasn't that she wasn't working hard. It wasn't that she wasn't good at what she did. And I think that's a really important thing for people to know. But she just didn't have her business model structured right. She didn't have her marketing dialed in. Like she said, her ideal clients, who were those perfect people that were going to pay her more. Her prices were way too low. All of those things were things that we had to fix. And when we did, though, you got an ROI, I think doubled the money back in just a few days, didn't you?
In just a few days, and it just kept going from there.
Yeah, and it's just continued to explode. And now she is getting what I like to call ultra premium clients. You're probably making as much on one client now as you made an entire year before, right?
Yeah, I think so. I think I hadn't thought about it that way, but probably so.
I had.
Because I was doing, one thing for them, and then it, was done, and then I'd have to go find another client. Now my clients stick with me.
They're retained. Yes. Yes. That's a really important thing for people to know too,
Yes,
is
it
it's
is.
great to have active revenue, which is what really you were doing. You were going out there and selling something, and then you were moving to the next client. And that is a tough business. But
It
now
is.
she retains her clients, and she retains them at extremely high fees. And most coaches and consultants would be thrilled to be getting the level of client that you're getting. So it's very exciting because now she can relax. She doesn't have, you don't have to worry from month to month to month. Am I going to even make an income this month? Because yes, you already have that built in, and it's such a powerful way to do business. And, our clients need more from us. And so the problem with a lot of businesses, a lot of coaching and consulting businesses out there, is they really are just doing one-off, fix it and be done and go away. And I've even heard coaches say, I don't want to work with clients long-term. And that's fine if that's what they want to do. I just think you're doing business the hard way if you don't want to keep your clients.
Absolutely.
Because why would you always want to be going out looking for new when you could keep the ones you have and keep getting paid? It makes no sense to me, but
Yeah.
So now you have recurring revenue that's built up, that you continue to grow month after month with new clients. Your clients are happier because they're getting what they need, and the results that you're giving them is so much better than what you were doing before. And you're
Absolutely.
happier. I've been seeing you travel all over the place.
You just smile.
I know. She's traveling. I'm like, where are you this week? So she's all over the place. But not only that, you not only have the freedom, the way your business has been structured, but you also now have the money to go and do those things. And you don't really worry about money anymore, do you, Dawn?
Not at all.
Isn't that such a nice place to be?
Finally.
Yeah. I think about 3 weeks after we worked together, you landed your biggest client, if I remember right. It was about 3 weeks, I think. And you got your
It
biggest
wasn't very
client.
long.
Yeah. And you said, this is the biggest client. And I remember you saying, even if I never got another client, this one is enough. That's a pretty big statement. And what did I say? Oh, you don't ever want to build your business with one client.
But now I know how to scale.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. So it's just been so thrilling to see all of her success and watch what she's doing. And I'm I'm always so proud of her, but I'm really proud too, because she was such an action taker. When we put things in place, she went and she took action, and we continued to just tweak that for her until she really got to a place where it doesn't even feel, I hate to say it feels effortless, but in some ways it does, right?
It's a lot easier.
It's a lot easier. So, well, Dawn, thank you so much. I know this will be valuable for people to watch this back and be able to see what we've done in your business. I appreciate you being on here and being open. Anything that I know you're also going to be on my podcast here shortly. So we're going to find out more about what she is doing in her business and all of those things as well. But what piece of advice would you give to someone else who's maybe looking at Ann Carden and thinking, should I work with her? Does she really know what she's doing? Should I invest in her services? Because I am not the cheapest around, and I say that, right? What would you say?
Well, you've learned to take your own advice. but I've got to say that you said you dropped a piece of gold earlier. Sometimes you can't see your own path, your own way to freedom. You need someone even just to point it out and give you a direction and pick out the things, even though they just need adjusting, to correct and get on the right path and focus in on it. And that makes such a huge difference.
It does. Yes, it really does. So, all right. Well, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for being on with me and being open and sharing. And I know that you will inspire other people, because at the end of the day, people want to look at someone like you and say, if she can do it, I can do it, right? And
You need help, though. I mean, you really do. If you're not where you want to be, you're the best coach I've worked with a lot of different coaches, and you're by far the most productive of anyone I've ever worked with, because you know what you're doing, and it really shows.
well,
And
thank
I'm a
you.
prime example.
Thank you so much. Those are really, really nice words. So I think it's called lots and lots of experience. I've been around for a long darn time. But all right, well, I'll let you go. And thank you so much again for being here. And I hope you all find this valuable. And if you need any services that Dawn provides, reach out to her and connect with her. She is all over LinkedIn. You can find her mostly on LinkedIn. That's sort of her hangout. So, all right, Dawn, thanks. We'll talk soon.
Thank you. Okay.